Imagine just listening to jazz one night and suddenly feeling a sharp, stabbing pain down your left shoulder. What would you do? That's what our next guest, Yvette Samuels, experienced. It was a heart attack, but she is here to tell us about it and how she is recovering. Hello, Ms. Samuels. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It is such a pleasure to see you and to meet you. And Dr. Montplaisir, I have to ask you, what does it feel like to see your patient sitting here next to you alive and well?
It is very gratifying, and I am very pleased with her progress. And I'm also very impressed with her level of understanding and commitment to improve her risk factors. She's doing outstanding.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling much better. I feel great.
Awesome. So tell us your story.
Well, I had came home from work one night, and I was listening to jazz on my computer, and I happened to turn and see that Rosie O'Donnell was doing a stand-up, and she was at the end of her stand-up, and she started talking about her heart attack and how she went through her heart attack, and she wanted to make sure that women knew the signs of having a heart attack, because a lot of times we skip the signs. And she had us repeat HEP.
H-E-P-P, HEP.
Yes.
Okay.
And you have exhaustion.
So it starts with H, which is heat, right?
Heat, exhaustion, and then P for puke, and pain.
Okay.
And everything she talked about, I stood up and went through. Wow. I got up to go to bed and I felt everything. And I couldn't believe it, because when you think of a heart attack, I think of it as having happened to somebody else.
Well, you thought you were having gas.
Yeah, I thought I was just having gas. So I drank something, so I said I can burp. And when I burped, I felt worse. And then I started going through all of the things Rosie O'Donnell was talking about. And I knew that this wasn't just a pain, it was the pain.
So you're sitting there listening to jazz, you're listening to this stand-up routine by Rosie O'Donnell, very famous comedian.
Yes.
And she is joking about the fact that she experienced a heart attack and making those of you who are listening to her stand-up routine repeat this acronym HEP.
Yes.
Heat, exhaustion, pain, and puke.
Yes.
And that's what helped you to understand what was happening to you.
Yes.
That is incredible. That's an incredible story.
I had the last part of puke and I went down and I started screaming, Rosie. That was my, that was
funny, but not funny.
that was the last thing I screamed, Rosie. And then I knocked on a neighbor's door so I can get help, and they called 911. And actually the knock was more like a scratch, because that's all I had the strength to do was scratch. And they called 911, and I knew that this heart attack was happening.
So when you realized that you were having a heart attack and 911 was called and the rescue team was on its way to you, were you just mainly in pain? Were you thinking anything? What was going on in your brain?
I was confused a lot. I mean, they verified that I was having a heart attack. And I thought of all of the things that I could have done to bring this heart attack on. And I started having flashbacks of things I could have done better.
Like what?
I could have eaten better. I could have exercised more. Because when you put things into your body, sometimes we don't think. But I need to think about what's going into my body, and I should have done that. And I had all the chances to do that, and I didn't.
So let's think about this, Yvette. But prior to the heart attack, what would an average lunch be for you, maybe?
Lunch for me would be a hoagie and maybe a soda. And that right
with
there,
sugar.
With sugar. And that right there was a no-no. That should have been a juice and a salad. That's what it should have been.
Okay, and what is it now? Is it a juice and a salad?
Now it's a juice and a salad.
Good for you.
Sure. I have a different outlook of food now, where I used to look at a commercial and see a juicy hamburger and see all of the drippings coming out and thinking, oh, I want that. Now I look at that same commercial and I see that's a heart attack.
Now, what about exercise? Or how was your exercise routine prior to the heart attack, and what is it like now?
Prior to the heart attack, it was invisible. I did not do exercise unless I was getting ready to go to work. Now I think I get up in the morning, I do exercise as much as I can. When I'm laying in bed, I do sit-ups. I do exercises with my therapist that come every day. And I always think about doing exercises. I'm always thinking about my heart.
So you came in today and you had a walker with you.
Yes.
But you're telling me that even with the walker, you're finding ways to move your body and exercise your body in order to help you recover.
Yes,
That's-
because even
that's
with
really
a walker, you
encouraging.
can do your arms, your upper body, something to get your heart pumping. And that's what you have to realize. Your heart needs to pump, and you have to help it. It's just not the doctors. You have to do it yourself too.
And I see Dr. Montplaisir sitting there just smiling. When you think about the fact that she's now eating so well and exercising and doing all the things that she has to do in order to improve her health, what are some of the thoughts that run through your mind?
I have to say, I wish all my patients were like her. Then I'll be out of a job. Because I think really, and I think what she said is really important, taking charge of your life. A lot of patients often leave it up to the doctor to treat them with a pill. But a lot of the risk factors that we mentioned, the high blood pressure, the high cholesterol, can be easily treated with proper dieting and exercise and meditation, stress relief method.
So it's all controllable, and that's
all
so
controllable.
awesome. So stay tuned. We have more with Yvette and Dr. Montplaisir when Embrace Life returns in just a moment.